anymore.
Report on the Pioneer Sports Network. Your home for Pioneer basketball.
Here we go.
With the voice of the Pioneers, Brian Staten.
Tusculum ends the skid. They get the win against Mars Hill, take the season sweep 5 straight against the Mars Hill Lions. They put up 97, at least, for the 5th time this year. 97-71, this time in a winning way. And I know that's important to you. 84 shots. I was looking down there about midway through. I didn't really – I mean, it's not like we out-offensive boarded them, but I guess the turnovers played a big factor in that. It was a 12-point difference, or a 12 difference at 22-10, and allowed you to get a lot more shots off.
Well, that, and I think we've been stressing, pushing and working hard in the press, and forcing 22 turnovers is really good. We had 10. I think we had 6 the first 7 minutes of the game, so 4 turnovers after that. When you're trying to play that fast and you're not turning it over, that's a good sign. But the 18 offensive rebounds, I know that's got to be a high for the year. Tay, Peyton, Caleb. You look at Caleb and Tay, they played exactly 20 minutes each, 13 and 6 for Caleb and 17 and 8 for Tay. That's pretty good production from your 4 men. So we got to shoot better. I mean, if we're going to take 47 threes, we got to make more than 12. There's no doubt about that. So, but I thought the outside coming out slow. I thought that was the hardest we've played all year, which was encouraging.
Yeah, I wrote down not clean, how we started. They went on the 9-0 run, but we answered. We go on the 10-0 run, and Peyton Woods he was engaged, and he was in tune all game. He
is, and he's getting to the basket now. He knows what a weapon his outside shot is, and when he can put it on the floor, and he's pretty good at getting to the rim. Still like to see him probably finish a couple more of those, and he's not the only one. We got to start getting some of those and ones, and instead of just going to the line and hoping we make 2. We just got to finish more in the paint. I thought we got it there. I thought we got offensive rebounds, but when we get those offensive rebounds, we got to capitalize on them and put them right back in and score.
And Tay seemed to do that here tonight, especially in the second half when things got a little dicey. I'm going to be picky because there's not a lot to really, I think, complain about from a broadcast standpoint, but, final 10 minutes of the game. Not that we got complacent, but Mars Hill hit some shots, and it was the dribble drive, too, that once again, our kryptonite.
I was not pleased with the way we ended the game defensively. I thought we missed rotations. It just the effort left when we quit pressing, and we got back in the zone, and we just weren't moving. We weren't as active, and that's part of the reason we press is so we don't have to guard as long in the half court. We try to turn you over back here. We try to make you take a quick shot and hope you miss it, and we get a rebound and go right back at you. So, we'll learn a lot from that. We got to get those rotations shored up by Saturday and try to get better at it.
Really one of the first games this year I've seen us over 30 points in the points off turnovers category. Last time we couldn't turn them over. They were so good, and I noticed you made a little adjustment. It was defend the inbound, and we got a lot of cheap points that way.
Yeah, we did the same thing against Wingate. That's one press we work on where we just, we try to deny everything as hard as we can, and then pretty much after that, the press is pretty much off, and then we went to our other press after that when they made an adjustment and started getting the ball in a little easier. We changed some things up there too. So I thought both were effective. I like starting the game out how we did in that one press because I think it gets us going. It did the same thing against Wingate. So I told our guys, like I said in the pregame, it's a 6-game tournament for us, and this was game 1, so it was good to get one, and hopefully we can make it 2 back-to-back for the first time this year.
We didn't get to see that press very early because we started 1 for 10, so that kind of affected us. But good to see us persevere and push through that and then be steady the rest of the way. All right, so you brought it up, championship basketball the rest of the way. And let's just concentrate on the next 2 because Coker would be your first trip to Hartsville?
No, I've been to Hartsville. I haven't been to the new place.
The new place is nice.
Yeah, I've had too many experiences in the old little gym that I'm glad they got a new place.
Yeah, it's new, it's nice, but it's a long trip. Right. I'd say from King, it's maybe about the same distance.
Yeah, it was about the same. Last time we were there, I think we got in a fight at halftime with the student section, so I'm glad we're out of that gym.
Yeah, that's it's real close. Yeah. But it's a bigger facility. It's nice, but it's just still a tough place to play. And it'd be nice to get one back against them as they got one here against us.
Yeah, it's another one. It's almost like trying to get on your comeback tour or your revenge tour. I mean, all these teams coming up have beaten us by 2, 3, 1 overtime, however, and most of them were our mistakes that let them get back at the end. So, they're going to really pressure the ball. They're going to deny hard, kind of like what we're trying to do now.
Mm-hmm.
They can really shoot it. I mean, they made deep three after deep three to get back in the game. I watched it earlier today, and it took all I had to finish it because I knew what was coming. But so we got to be ready. We got Thursday and Friday to try to get our legs back and get ready to go.
Yeah, because this was a hard-fought game. You said, I want to take it easy somewhat today. I want to let's see if I can give you an easy game, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But, it just seemed like we continued to push and continued to push. There was no let up in this team today.
No, and that's been our thing is we just don't finish. So, it was, we're going to play as hard as we can. We're going to try and play for 40 minutes. Okay, we didn't play the first 6 minutes very well, but I felt like for the most part, I mean, the end of the game, I think once we kind of pushed it out to around 30, then we kind of lost our concentration, and that drives coaches crazy. Guys don't understand it. They think I'm crazy for getting mad at them, but I told them I want a complete game. I want us to make all our rotations, and that's just how I am.
Yeah,
so.
It's against a good team. It's been playing pretty good basketball.
Yep.
Congratulations,
Thank
good
you.
win. That's Nick Pasqua. Pioneers get the win today. Final score of 97-71. We'll travel down the road, and we'll head to Hartsville this Saturday as the Pioneers will take on Coker, the Cobras of Coker College. Take a look at some of the other scores in the league here tonight. Coker, as our next opponent, has knocked off the Newberry Wolves 86-80. So Coker gets their 7th win of the year. It was LMU, the new number 1 team in the country. They win 88-58 as they knock off Anderson. And the other final was Queens over Wingate, 88-71. And still 4 minutes to play. We're looking up at Catawba. We'd like to see LR come from behind there. Catawba winning 64-57. Joined by Peyton Woods, who comes up with a career high tonight, 31 points on 8 of 20 from the field, 4 of 11 from 3, 11 for 11 from the free throw line. Throw in 6 rebounds, a steal, and assist in 27 minutes of action. How you doing? How you feel?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
A little tired, but pretty good night.
A little tired. I like the way we've evolved our game just a little bit. It's crazy about college basketball. They get tape on you, and they know what you can do and how you can do it. You changed the game a little bit. First year I've seen you, thought, well, he's just going to live behind the three-point line, but you've taken it inside the three-point territory. Is that part of your game? Has it always been part of your game?
Yeah, it's always been part, especially in high school. Last 2 years, I was so-called a specialist from the three-point line, but, trying to get that back into the game as much as possible. And I did that for the most part tonight. It's one of those you had 30, you wish you had 40 because you missed so many easy ones, but it was still a good night.
All right, yeah, and that's what we're talking about. We took 84 shots. We took 47 from 3, and Coach was saying we're going to have to make more from 3, but our tempo was so good tonight. We got so many shots. I've not seen that. You touched the ball quite a bit tonight, and I think not necessarily that we passed on it, but we were so good in our execution of the half court on the offense today. A lot of guys got touches. So where it looks like we didn't shoot very well, 84 shots in there.
Right.
That's pretty impressive. How much of that has been a focal point in practice, the execution and the speed of our offense?
Well, we put that in at the very beginning of the year.
Right.
And we did it for the first couple games, and then we got into this playing a lot slower, trying to not push the tempo. And then the last 2 weeks, we've really kind of put it back into practice. Most guys don't like it because it's a lot of running, but it gets us a lot of shots, a lot of open shots, especially if you share the ball. But it's good. It's good for our team. It's helping us win games.
Yeah. Let's talk about you just a little bit because, in this game itself, 31 tonight, you mentioned it, you probably could have gone for 40. You never can tell. Yeah, you never do know. But was it a 40-point night for you tonight? Did you feel that good tonight?
I did. 8 of 20. That's not. That's good. It's not
Dad's
great.
Gonna be mad at you.
It'd be mad at me, but I didn't shoot it. I didn't shoot it as well as I have been from 3. And it's just an off night. It's not it's not anything that I'm doing wrong or something like that. It's just I missed a lot of open shots. I had a lot of open shots and could have made them up more than I did.
Right. It's been probably a frustrating part of the year. I'm not going to put you on the spot, but I know you probably used to just playing 38, 39 minutes, before in high school, playing, 35 minutes. I know that I get that. It's not the case here. We're trying to get the rotation, but I think a lot of you guys are seeing that if we'll get to a spot, we'll wear a team down, and you'll get a whole lot more open shots later. And it's the first part of the game that I think that dictates that the rest of the way. You guys look really good, even though you didn't hit shots early in this game.
Right.
Is it because we're pushing the tempo because we're getting more comfortable what Coach Pasqua was wanting us to do?
It is pushing the tempo, and we've gotten better in the last 2 weeks. I really believe that. And for the most part of the year, we weren't. I just don't think we were getting better. We were just kind of staying still. But I think we've been getting better the last 2 weeks and pushing the ball and wearing teams down. And because of that, we're getting open shots.
Yeah.
And that can be good for a lot of the game. And then running guys in and out can be bad as well for guys with them. But for the most part, I think it's good for our team, and we got to keep getting better at it.
Yeah, I like what you said there, because I do think, when a guy is in rhythm, that is the only detriment, but also probably will stay in rhythm for much of the game after that. All right, so Coker is up next. I think what we need to work on down the stretch to play championship basketball is just our defense, just a little bit. And it's more of a communication thing, but are we getting better there?
I think so.
Yeah. You're a player.
Yeah. It is what it is. It's been a struggle all year long, and there's no way around that. The stats back it up. You watch games, it backs it up, and it is. It's all communication. And it's all playing hard, and that's all it is. And that's what defense is. And if you don't do those two things, then your defense is not going to be very good.
Not very good.
Yeah, but we've definitely gotten better, I think, at it, especially at our zone for most part of the year. But it's still nowhere it needs to be.
You're playing well. Keep doing it.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. It's Peyton Woods. The Pioneers win tonight. Final score of 97-71. Join us this Saturday for Tusculum versus Coker. We'll begin coverage with our women's game. We'll tip it off at 2 o'clock there in Hartsville. Our second game, the men, will take on Coker at approximately 4 o'clock. Many thanks to everybody here on the scoring table. For Devin Carter of the Tusculum women's basketball team, they win. They get to the century mark. They win 100-39 tonight against the Mars Hill Lions, and the Tusculum men get a 97-71 win. Many thanks, as always, Dom Donnelly, Assistant Athletic Director for Communications, Jim Miller on the board, everyone who shows the great pictures, doing a great job with that, led up by Nick Forsberg, Alex Ogle. Thanks for producing that and getting us some great looks and some great shots as well, as always. For my guy, the game station engineer is Jeff Moore. The executive producer of the Pioneer Sports Network is Nathan Humbert. Until Saturday, we're on the road against Coker in Hartsville, South Carolina. I'm Brian Staten. For Peyton Woods and for Nick Pasqua, Brian Staten saying good night from Pioneer Arena.